Broadcasting from Brooklyn, New York, it's the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. I am out here in this beautiful outside outdoor space downtown Dumbo, Brooklyn, world renowned, and there's a lot of fresh air out here. I usually like to come out and take it in early before anybody else comes out here, because New York City is a very crowded place. Anyways, as I'm out here with all this fresh air to myself, I can't help but think about how we take breathing for granted. I even take it for granted many times. There's so much things that taking the wrong type of breath, or even allowing ourselves to shortchange our bodies and our lungs. We have the equipment already built in for all this stuff. We have a nose, 2 nostrils, even have our mouths to help out with that sometimes. Got the esophagus that goes down to the lungs, and then in there from the lungs allow the blood cells to take the air, the oxygen to all the parts of our bodies, our muscles, our bones, our organs, our brain. Everything within us needs oxygen in that manner to help us do what we do every day. But how many times do we really concentrate on our breathing? I've recently started to look at that because I realized that, so much things that I couldn't do more in the gym, because I just started actually to breathe properly. Because this is a guy that, I used to swim. I used to love running. I don't like it that much anymore, but I still like it to still do it. And I remember how important it was to stay in cadence with yourself. You have to have that rhythm going on with your body. And I realized I could go a lot further when I had a rhythm for my body. I might have been feeling fatigued. That lactic acid started kicking in and everything. But the breathing helped you not just to flow oxygen in a much more optimal manner to my body and my muscles and everything, but it allowed me to focus more because I had a specific kind of rhythm, not just a rhythm to me taking a step. Right step, left step when I'm running. It's the rhythm inside my body. And just about any athlete, proper athlete, anyone that deals with any physical activity, of course you could think of, yoga instructors, meditation, anyone who could be in boxing, anybody who's in basketball, like I said, any athlete can tell you the importance of breathing. The unfortunate part is that we tend to only concentrate on breathing for sessions. When I say sessions, probably when we're at the gym, we may only think about breathing only when we're running, because we're not running all the time, or at least not running as a physical activity to get fit deliberately, but we're running around the place all the time. I'm going to get to that in a second. And we only think about it at times where it's just, okay, maybe for half an hour, and then we go right back to the regular way of living. Especially, in this city. Many beautiful things in this city here. But this is the world, and it's even more concentrated in cities. And this is the capital of the world. So there's a lot of things and a lot of factors and people and events, going on all the time. The problem with that is that it definitely affects our proper methods to take in air. Again, like I said, we have the equipment. We have everything that we need. We even have all this beautiful air out here. For now anyways, it's all free. All you gotta do is come outside. Get outside that box, that apartment, or that office. Come outside and take advantage of all this wonderfulness. Take it in. Now, what I was saying earlier about us running around, in the track, or we put on our nice jogging shoes, we go to the treadmill, or we go outside and run around, or we go to the park or wherever. The extra running around that we're doing is, as I always talk about, we're chasing that bag. We're chasing paper, doing that 9 to 5, climbing the corporate ladder, or you're just caught up in the socioeconomic grind and the crunch like everybody else. And the thing is, that throws us off because that introduces a lot of different stressors that causes anxiety, causes stress, causes you to be in a very much more fragile state of mind where you're going to be on edge a little bit more because, you're worrying about keeping the lights on, you're keeping about paying that mortgage, you're worrying about making sure that you get in you're probably considered for a promotion or anything, or you don't want to look bad because that'll prove to be a poor performing factor on your job. And the problem with that is, you have to worry about keeping up appearances. I got to make sure I get to work on time. I got to make sure I knock out X amount of work just so I don't look. It's so much and so much distractions. And if that's not enough right there, we already have all of the divisiveness and the distractions from a lot of parts of entertainment and culture. So we already are in a culture where we're not practicing to slow down. We are already in a culture where we're practicing to not take the time. And we can't take the time. We are not breathing properly. Now, I came across an article on headspace.com about how bad breathing, affects you. Bad breathing, meaning taking shallow breaths, you're not woo-sawing enough. We only woo-saw when we're really stressed, and that's only for a hot second we may do that. When we don't breathe properly, we throw our bodies off tremendously. It's not just, I gotta breathe, brother. Yeah, we're breathing, but we're breathing at the minimal real effectiveness that we could and should be doing. The same way how we eat the wrong foods and bad foods all the time, we're operating at the minimal effectiveness that our bodies can. We're not giving our bodies a chance to heal itself properly, to grow itself properly. When we eat wrong, when we eat right, fantastic things happen. There are oodles and oodles of testimonies and evidence out there from people who decided to quit meat, quit dairy, quit a lot of things and start eating the proper things, and their bodies reacted positively because we're made for it, we're constructed for it. Same thing goes for our breathing. When we don't breathe properly, I was reading in this article, and then plus I was looking at other instances as well that made me think about it more, where we have shallow breathing and that affects our lymphatic system. That's, the white blood cells. And the white blood cells, usually, they're the guys that keep out infection. When we don't breathe properly, those guys drop in number. And when they drop in number, that means we're more susceptible to sicknesses, to illnesses. So we're in a stressed environment, and that's going to affect our breathing. Our breathing is now allowing our defenses to be lowered now. So this is one good reason why stress causes more ailments. Because as opposed to all of our guys, they're ready to go. There's like 10,000 of them just at one wound, or millions of them. There may be like 100. So there's a lot more room for invaders, viruses, bacteria, and all that stuff to get in with us, right? Another instance that I also looked at on this article is that also cause you to lose cognitive abilities. Now, when we go back to taking time, take time to go outside, not just to go outside for the sake of saying to be outside. Be outside to enjoy everything. Take the time to look at a tree, because we take it for granted. There's so much magnificent engineering behind a tree. The flowers, look at the clouds, the skies, even, look at the buildings around you. Look and observe people around you. I like doing a lot of audiobooks, but I do, of course, read regular traditional books. And there's something about reading, taking time to actually read, not read a report, not read statistics, not read evaluations. I'm saying read, good book, a novel, usually more preferably something that's going to build you in any way, shape, or form, that's going to educate you. Something about reading slows you down. you focus on every word that's printed or written, your breathing definitely will change like automatically, because now you are zoned, you are focused now. That is one way and a preferred method to actually control your breathing. And when you actually breathe better, you're deliberate with your breaths, you will allow yourself to focus. Your stress levels will definitely go down. That's why I always say, breathe. When you're stressed, breathe. Tranquilo. People who do yoga and everything talk about meditation. It's all about being still. Meditation that's more preferred, that should be preferred, is taking time with the Father. Many people will call the book, the Bible, an antiquated writing. It doesn't apply. Every single thing applies to every single person in every single generation. Even right now, you take time to chill. Be still with yourself. Stop allowing your mind to be bombarded with things, with bills, with movies, with music, with worries about stuff, politics. You take the time with the Father. You can hear him more. Your spirit will be a lot more susceptible to everything around you. Not in a bad way. You will pay attention to things. You will pay attention to yourself. How many times we rip and run all over the place, we don't even know ourselves. Take time to even just look in the mirror and chill. Rome isn't built in a day. So just because we're in a fast-paced world, we think that things have to happen now. We don't allow proper room for growth. We don't allow proper room for real, humble existence. And also, of course, what I'm looking at on this website too, it also points out that we realize that life is made up of moments. What is the word I say? I don't want to misquote. It is made of. Life is a thread that is made of moments woven together. I take the time to look at Little Brown. I believe they're Robins. You have a lot of them in Brooklyn. They're characters to me. I like taking the time when I see them squabble with each other, take little dirt baths, seeing them jump over to little pieces of bread. Many people don't have time for that. They think it's foolishness, but the people who think it's foolishness, I really believe that they don't have proper peace with themselves. Is you have a mindset where you can't enjoy what people call the simple and little things. Little things are more major than we think. That's kind of an ill concept and a wrong title to put on the things that matters, because everything around us affects us. Our breathing affects us. We have to take advantage of these things that are given to us. We're engineered to breathe. We're engineered to breathe for a reason. We're engineered to focus on our breathing. Inhale and exhale. I just wanted to share that with you. This is a little bit short podcast, but I wanted to put that into perspective, because so much of us, we only care about our breath when it's hard for us to take it. We may have a cold, we may have pneumonia, we may have bronchitis, we may have asthma. Only when people can't really breathe properly, we try to focus on getting in as much deep breath as possible. We're supposed to be doing this every day. Don't just wait for your session. Don't wait till you're just only praying. These things help us, but it's meant to be incorporated in our lives to breathe properly. Take the time. If you're listening to this, do it while you're listening to my voice. If you listen to this, do it after you finish this podcast, or after you finish your running around, after you finish doing what you need to do. Matter of fact, even before you finish it, take the time to breathe. Stop being stressed. Don't allow yourself to be stressed. Allow your body to recoup itself. Allow yourself to learn more. Allow yourself to live more, much better, much longer, in ways that we can't imagine. Start breathing. Take the time to do it. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. You can always catch my podcast and my content on www.brooklynbaritone.com. You can also catch me on my YouTube channel, Brooklyn Baritone. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can also catch me on the Google Play Store and the Apple iTunes Play Store. Anyways, make sure you breathe. Tranquilo. Take it in. Take life in. Go outside and enjoy it. Or at least just take some time to meditate, sit with yourself and the Father. Learn more about yourself and the world around you than you probably have given yourself time to. Anyways, I love you all. You will hear from me next week. Stay blessed. Walk good. I'm going to enjoy this ear all to myself. Come out here and share it with me.